What's going on? It's your boy Sermon at Sermon's Domain on Twitter. Who would have thought that Kanye West would return this quick with some new music? But he did. Kim Kardashian announced that Good Fridays are officially back on. For how long, who knows? But it's probably 100% certain that all of this is leading into Swish, his long-awaited album. And he put out the first record today titled Real Friends. And he also had a snippet at the end with Kendrick Lamar titled No Parties in LA. And we'll get to that record in a little bit. But let's talk about Real Friends. Actually, let's talk about Kanye's 2015 real briefly, because I covered this last week. I did a video where I said, is Kanye West musically lost? And I still stand by what I said that week. But this week, I feel like Kanye might be onto something. Real Friends sounds very relatable. It sounds like a record that Kanye would have been doing back in 2010 during the My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy sessions. It also features Ty Dolla $ign. He wasn't credited, but you hear him. He's not just on the hook. He kind of pops up in the verses as well. He's prevalent on the song. So it's I don't know. It's weird that he's not credited, like, you know, because the original tweet credited Kanye or Kendrick, but not Ty. Anyways, the record is really nice. I think it's relatable, like I said. I think the standout part is when he talks about how his cousin tried to blackmail him for a laptop that he had sex tapes on, and he had to pay him $250,000. That is an interesting ass story. I need him to go up to like the Breakfast Club or Zane Lowe, somebody, and really break down that story. I want to know when it happened, how did he get the laptop, all these kind of, you know, things that come from that situation. It was interesting. It was definitely Kanye-esque. Kanye would say something like that just to spark more attention to the record itself. And the record itself is really good. And now I want to flip and talk about No Parties in LA. It's a short snippet at the end. It's produced by Madlib. Kanye did the little intro that you hear, and then Kendrick pops in after a couple Kanye bars. So it looks like maybe they're going to go back and forth. We can't be for certain though. Maybe it was just Kanye doing a little few bar lead in, and then Kendrick rips it. They get a hook, boom, and then they go back to verse. I don't know. So, but this record in particular is interesting because it dates back to about 2010. Back when Madlib was working with Kanye on My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. Complex ran an excellent article about the whole scenario, and I'll link it in the description below. And basically they're talking about how this record was conceived, you know, years ago. Another person, I think his name is They Call Me Tune on Twitter. I'll have the tweet up. He said that the first time he heard the record, it was titled Party, and that was like in 2014. And it's evolved so much since then. The sample is still there. You hear the shake that body party or whatever, that part, and you know that Kanye used that in New God Flow as well. And what was I about to say? This record, I don't know, it sounds like it has the potential to be a really good record. And the fact that he put out just a snippet tells us that the album or the song is probably going to make the album. And if he's been working on it for this long, of course it has to make the album. Kanye, I think, is one of those notorious people that will spend years working on a song. We've heard stories of, you know, how many mixes he needed for Power before he actually put it out, before he was satisfied with it. And there's just a lot that goes into Kanye West's music. And I like these two records. Obviously, I haven't heard the full No Parties in LA record, but I think it sounds very promising. And if this is the direction that Swish is going in, I'm going to be excited. I'm going to keep getting my hopes up every Friday until it drops. And I don't care. If he drops a bad record, I'm going to say he dropped a bad record. You know, I think the one thing that's annoying me the most about Kanye fans, at least I'm seeing on Twitter, is everybody was like, oh, but you were saying he was washed last week. Like, people are just saying that in general. And of course, he was washed last week. I didn't like facts. I'm not going to go back on my word. He was washed last week. And he did not have a good 2015. But Real Friends, No Parties in LA is promising. It's getting me excited because I think Kanye can definitely put together another great album. And that's exactly what I wanted out of Swish. So, those are my thoughts on those two records, 1.5 record, however you want to say it. I'd love to know your thoughts on the record below. Let me know in the comment section. What do you think about Real Friends? You know, having Ty Dolla $ign on it, and then No Parties in LA, having Kendrick on it. Whatever. Tell me about the record. What do you think? Let me know in the comment section below. And then like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Share the video. Follow me on Twitter at Sermons Domain. As always, thank you for your time. I appreciate you for watching. And until next Good Friday, peace.